Hello! Well, it's been a while and I'm very sorry about that, but I'm back, I think. And I want to talk about crop circles, also known as saucer nests, which is really adorable for some weird reason. Yeah, crop circles, saucer nests. What on earth are they? Like, I haven't heard about crop circles for a while, actually. Not like I kind of keep myself up to date with that kind of thing, crop circles, but yeah, who or what created them? Are they the work of the devil or UFOs, or simply humans? Let's delve. There's not actually much to delve into, just heads up, but many crop circles first appeared in the 1970s in the fields of Wiltshire, Somerset, Oxfordshire and Gloucestershire in England. But they were actually first sighted as long ago as the 17th century. Apparently, I always just like to say apparently in case it's bullshit, but apparently in 1678 a farmer and a crop mower, surely there's a better word for that, a person that mows crops, I don't know. They had an argument over how much it would cost the crop mower to mow the farmer's land. The farmer was absolutely livid at how much the crop mower was charging to crop his mow, to mow his crop. So the farmer stormed off in a huff, muttering under his breath, quote, "The devil himself should harvest the crop," unquote. Weird thing to say, to be fair, but anyway. Then, that night, there was a bright light that lit up the farmer's field, and by the morning, the farmer saw perfect circles in his field. He was absolutely shitting himself when he saw this, terrified, and he was convinced that this was the work of the devil. The only reasonable explanation is the devil, because he shouldn't have muttered under his breath about the devil doing the work, because the devil heard him and was like, "I got you." Anyway, but since then, there have been many theories about what cause crop circles or saucer nests. So the fact that they're also called saucer nests is a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? But anyway, so are they aliens that are trying to communicate with us through pretty patterns? Or scientists have tried to suggest a more reasonable explanation, such as tornadoes, lightning, wind, heat, and animals. Tornadoes, okay, yes, but surely people would know if there was a tornado or not. Heat, how would heat cause beautiful, intricate patterns? Animals, they'd have to be talented. Wind, no. Lightning, also no. Because if lightning struck, surely the crops would be burnt and stuff, and I don't think they were burnt, you know. So since the 1970s, they appeared more and more frequently. They were created overnight and were very intricate and absolutely massive, like hundreds of feet massive. Can we just actually think for a second about how big 100 foot actually is? And think of that round, not just wide, but round, you know, like that's mental. That's actually insane. I can't even imagine it. Well, I can, because you can see pictures of him, so. But experts thought they couldn't possibly be the work of humans because the crops were often bent and not broken, meaning that it has to be aliens or some other natural, there's a fly, phenomenon. So, what on earth could have possibly created such humongous, amazing, detailed specimens? Apparently not humans, because things were bent and not broken. Because if humans did it, we'd have broke the shit out of those crops, but aliens is the next reasonable explanation. So, Well, the funny thing was, there were a couple of cheeky buggers called Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley from Southampton, England, who actually confessed in 1991 of creating over 200 crop circles or saucer nests. 200. Okay. Since the 1970s. So how did they actually do that? Apparently, they just used ropes and boards. And that was like pretty much the only detail I found. I'm going to have to look this up again, actually. Oh, it doesn't actually say how old they were, but it says it here. Doug was 67 and Dave was 62. I guess they were retired, maybe, so they had all the time in the world to do such weird things. But anyway, apparently they used planks of wood with ropes attached to each end. They used planks of wood with ropes attached to each end to stamp circles in crops by holding the ropes in their hands and pressing the planks underfoot. I'm still none the wiser, to be fair. So they did that. They apparently got their inspiration from a UFO sighting in Queensland, Australia in 1966. A UFO landed in a lagoon and left behind what would now be called a crop circle. They didn't actually see this happen, they just heard accounts of it and were like, Crop circles became more known and people became more obsessed and curious about the strange phenomenon. So, of course, Bauer and Chorley took advantage of this by making their designs more intricate and more impressive, I suppose, loving to confuse those who studied them, because it's like the more intricate and detailed you make them, the more people are going to be like, humans couldn't have possibly done this. You know? Same way I'm convinced that humans didn't build the pyramids. That's another thing. So, although crop circles have appeared all around the world, they are mostly found in England, probably because Dave and Doug were from England. Probably? I don't know. So, yeah, but of course, other people copied these two scallywags and created their own crop circles around the world. I mean, I can personally think of better things to do, especially in the dead of night, like sleeping would be one of them. But I mean, we all have our hobbies, don't we? So to think, like, to actually create these crop circles in the middle of the night, hundreds of feet big, with wooden planks and rope. That must have taken ages. Like, get a life. No offense, sorry, that's harsh, but wow. To me, basically, it just seems like people are just ruining good crops. Because surely if you flatten crops, they're no good anymore. And you're talking hundreds of feet of crops just being ruined for the sake of stirring up trouble, which seems worth it, but it's also, people gotta eat. Farmers gotta make a living, bro. Like, you can't just go around stamping all over their stuff. But anyway, I mean, if you're artistic and you want to create these masterpieces, just draw on paper like normal people. Just like, you know, create art on a piece of paper or canvas. What do you think of this? Are all these saucer nests made by humans, or were some actually created by UFOs? And are the aliens glad, or are they a bit pissed off that humans went around copying them and making their own crop circles? Or do you think they're thinking, do you know what, we tried to communicate with humans and now they just think it's other humans doing it? What are we going to do now? We've got to resort to abducting people. And there you go. That seems to be the common thing now. Aliens abducting instead. Just going right in for it. And that's thanks to Doug and Dave. Anyway. Thank you for watching. Is there anything that you want to talk about next? Any stories you want to do? Someone did mention a couple. I need to find that and write them down. But anyway, this has been fun. I've missed it, you know. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye. Stay safe out there. Don't play in crop circles. Or, I mean, don't play in fields and create crop circles. Just leave food alone. Unless you're a farmer, just leave it. Okay. Bye.